Kaizer Chiefs moves into third position on the Betway Premiership following their victory over Golden Arrows 1-0 this evening. Now, Amakhosi set out to attack from the onset with a 3-5-2 formation, where Golden Arrows had a 4-3-3. Now, from the onset, Amakhosi dominated the early possession of the game, with Umabue as well as Undovi and getting the passes going for Amakhosi. Now, we saw that, let's say, after the first 15 minutes, Amakhosi started changing, whereby they had jumped in midfield, where they were no longer playing through midfield, where we saw a lot of Miguel as well as McCarthy, Aiden McCarthy, playing the long balls across the field. Now, the Kaizer Chiefs, had they continued to play through the midfield, I believe that they would have been able to control the midfield battle more throughout the first half, but they were not able to do that. I also picked up that at the back, Kaizer Chiefs, even though they had 4 defenders with Monyane was not at the back. He was not used as one of the defenders. Rather, Kaizer Chiefs used him as a on the right wing, with 3 at the back, with Miguel in the center, Aiden McCarthy at the left back, as well as Okwinika. Now, we saw it also gave Amakhosi a lot of problems, because the overload on the right-hand side meant that Kaizer Chiefs were not really able to function on that side. Because many of the times we saw that Umonyane was confused whether he should attack or whether he should stay. Also, because we had Nanzega, what's this guy? He was also playing on that side, on the right hand, Lilab. Now, coming to the center of the park, I would need to give a compliment for Kaizer Chiefs. In a very long time, I've seen midfield of Kaizer Chiefs being able to pass. For the pass, I think we can all agree that since the beginning of the season, we've had a midfielder of Kaizer Chiefs losing a ball when we had Umtetwa then. Having Undlovu as well as Umabue complemented each other very well, as they were able to give each other chances to go and collect the ball when it was time to collect, as well as pass. After collecting the ball, they were able to pass and join with the forward players. Now, going to the attack of the Chiefs, going more forward, the Chiefs had Shabalala, Umobi, as well as Silva up front. Shabalala was not really involved in the game for me. I think it's, from what I picked up, is that they was not able to link with the balls, with these 2 central defensive men, being Umabue as well as Undove. That was mainly because the ball is being played mostly long by the goalkeeper Peterson, who was being invited by Miguel to play the long ball. Now, we saw that as soon as Golden Arrows realized that the Chiefs was playing the long ball, Golden Arrows was able to put the ball on the floor, and they were able to take control of the game. That is why we saw towards the end of the first half, Golden Arrows, they had more control of ball possession. Now, Kaizer Chiefs in the second half, the goal came through, we saw, by a set piece. As I've said, the goal through came in set piece by McCarthy when the ball got played in. Now, on my side, a lot of people might be happy the way that the Chiefs played, but I do not agree with the way that they played, because even if you realize that the way that the goal played, it wasn't through a link-up play, it was only through a set-piece play. And then the set-piece play, if we are all being honest, that was an offside from McCarthy. So Kaizer Chiefs scored with an offside goal from McCarthy. Other than the offside goal that Kaizer Chiefs created before the subs were made, Chiefs were not really able to create many opportunities, as we saw that the balls were mostly being played in the air. And when the ball is being played in the air, it's always a 50-50 situation. As we saw many of the time, the balls were being won by Arrows. On the Arrow side, they did have Ndlovu. Ndlovu was giving them a lot of problems in Kaizer Chiefs, as he was able to penetrate them many of the times. He did not have as much as support. Makwele was though with him to try to assist him, but they were not really able to get behind the Kaizer Chiefs. We did see though, there was a point in the game whereby Kaizer Chiefs, they were broken through the middle of the park, whereby, as I've said, because they had three defenders, they were always susceptible to something happening at the back. As we saw that Undlovu was put through, and Miguel was unable to clear the ball, and McCarthy coming over, also not able to clear the ball. Fortunately enough, for Kaizer Chiefs, the upright came to their rescue. I've also got to say though that on the Kaizer Chiefs side, on the left wing, where they had Upule Modi did not really give the Chiefs anything today. did not really eliminate any players, did not create any chances. He also did not have any shots on goal. So it's really surprising to see how Umodi finished the game, even though he did not really create much for Kaizer Chiefs today. Up front, Da Silva, when he was on, he did not really receive much of the supply. But we saw that every time when he was able to receive the ball, the touches that he was able to do, they were very good touches, and it looked like someone was looking for a goal. The changes that were made by Kaizer Chiefs late in the game, I believe they brought a bit more energy. Even though I do not believe that the right substitutions were made, I do not believe that Umodi should have stayed on. Bartman, when he came on, I believe that he showed good touches for Kaizer Chiefs, as he was able to turn and as well as take the attack forward for Kaizer Chiefs. I also saw Umabaso, who came on as a central defensive midfield for Umabue in the second half, around the 73rd minute, when Kaizer Chiefs were trying to consolidate. The few touches I have seen, he was able to win the ball, he was able to pass the ball, he was also able to rotate the ball. I was also impressed by him, as he was able to also advance, not just stay in the sixth position, but try to get as forward as possible and take a shot at goal. At that point, I believe that the game was really just the game through the motions, whereby it was whereby Chiefs, they were just really trying to hang on, and Arrows were trying to get back into the game. I will say this though, from what I picked up from Kaizer Chiefs, they did win today, but I was not really impressed by the shape that they showed at times. The shape that they showed at times, we were not sure who was playing at which position. Even when Solomons came in, I feel that there was an overload on the right side. Kaizer Chiefs do though move into third position with that victory, and only 2 points off Imamele Sundowns and 1 point off the Orlando Pirates. The Betway Premiership is heating up. If you do have any comments, if you do have any views, if you disagree on the video, please hit the comment section, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you.